Good morning, family and friends. Good morning. Good morning. It is Monday. It's Monday, and it's time for Motivational Monday. Woo! I am excited. Listen, before we get started, perhaps you're chiming in right now or you will watch this later. Let me tell you, we always say here at Motivational Monday to love, share, and motivate a friend. But before we jump in, listen, I need you to just jog your mind and think of someone that you know is in an isolated place right now. That's who I want you to love, share, and motivate today. I want you to share it really quick on their page. Whether you have to text them, tell them to join in quick. They don't have to be my friend. I always make sure that Motivational Mondays are have public access. But listen, hurry, get that person in your mind who you know has felt as if they have been in an isolated place. Good morning, Veronica. I see you. Good morning. Good morning. Make sure you love, share, motivate a friend. Oh my gosh, can you all believe that this is the first Monday in February? This year is going by so fast, right? And so, again, if we have dreams in our heart, we have no time to waste. We must be motivated to do those things in which we have been called to do. Listen, if you missed any of the last month Motivational Mondays, you can go back. Hey, Jamie, I see you all the way from Kansas City. You can go back and watch the videos. I would love to hear which was your favorite Motivational Monday in January. Remember, we started off with new begins with you. We went to from your journal to your journey. Then we declared that I am free. And then we practiced emotional intelligence, being aware of how our emotions impact our behavior. And then we ended the month of January with I am a gift. And wow, here we are. We're here in the first Monday in February of 2017. So, hey, let's go ahead. Let's jump into it again. If you're joining in, I am not only challenging you to share this with someone, but whether it's you, a family member, or a friend, make sure you love it, share it, and motivate someone today who feels like they are in an isolated place in life and just can't get out. Because I believe that this Motivational Monday is going to not only motivate them, but it's going to encourage and inspire them. So let's go. Y'all ready? Hey, I see y'all talking to me. I love it. Y'all talk to me. Give me hearts. Don't give me thumbs. Give me hearts. I love hearts. All right. I love you and I hope you love me back. Let's go. Motivational Monday for today is simply this. You are not alone. Say that with me. I am not alone, but I must reach for help. Say that with me again. I am not alone, but I must reach for help. I want to talk this morning to those who feel like they have been in an isolated place in life. First, please let me just define two forms of isolation. Number one, there is social isolation. And number two, there is emotional isolation. Social isolation speaks to behavior that doesn't allow you to be connected to anything in society, no matter what. It's beyond being an introvert. You find no rest in society. You find no connection in society. And that is partially due to the fact that you discredit yourself of being worthy to be involved or engaged in anything that society has to offer. And so then you disconnect yourself from society, right? And so that's what we call social isolation. The second form of isolation is emotional isolation. This form of isolation oftentimes comes from when you have been hurt and you find it very, very hard to trust people. You now barricade your emotions and you say, oh, never again. They will never again get that opportunity to hurt me like they hurt me that time. time. That is what we call emotional isolation. And so whether you are in social isolation or emotional isolation right now, I want you to know on this Motivational Monday that you are not alone, but you must reach for help. Scream that with me. Type it if you're watching me. Just type help, help, help. I must reach for help. When you are in trouble, when you are in a terrible situation, you have to make up in your mind that you are going to reach for help. All right. And so that's our word today. We are going to reach for help. Everybody say that with me. Help. All right. Help. All right. And so the first thing that I want you to know that help does is that help heals. All right. Help should never tear you down. All right. When you are in need of help, for example, if I were to cut my finger, I would go right and get a Band-Aid. Here's a Band-Aid. I would go and get a Band-Aid. I would take that Band-Aid and I would put it over my wound. Now watch this. The Band-Aid does not provide immediate healing, but what it does is that it protects the wound until the process of healing has taken place. I want you to get that. The Band-Aid does not provide immediate healing, but what it does is that it protects the wound until the process of healing has taken place. All right? And so when you reach out for help, you want to reach out to people that have a Band-Aid mentality. They may not be able to fix it for you immediately, but what they will do is that they will cover you until the total process of healing has taken place. So understand the first thing, we may be in an isolated place, but we're going to reach for help. And remember, help heals. Say that with me. Help heals. Yes, it does. Help heals. Help should never kill. All right. And so that's our first one this morning. The second, not only does help heal, but help should never expose your weaknesses. Help should never expose your weaknesses. I love it. I'm seeing all these hearts. Y'all love it. Share it. Motivate a friend. Come on, let's get out of this isolation together. All right. And so we're dealing with our E. Help should never expose your weaknesses. When you are reaching for help, you must find someone in confidence that can take the situation that you're in into their bosom, and you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you will not hear that situation uttered out of their mouth, or you won't hear it from anybody else because they know how to keep that situation. Watch this. You have to be careful of people who want to take your prayer request and they turn it into gossip. Let me get real close. And I hope you all really get this. Make sure that you don't confide in people that take your issues, camouflage under the title of prayer request, and then they turn it into gossip. All right. That's exposing, and help doesn't do that. And let me tell you this, you always need someone in your life that you know that you can go and talk to. For me, I have a lady in my life. She's known me since I was born, and I don't know what I would do if something happened to her, because at my lowest point, educated, first lady, all of that, exposed, travel, I have low points. At my lowest point, can I tell you, regardless of your title or status, a low point will hit your life. And at my lowest points, I know that I can call her and things will never be repeated. The things that I've said, I know that I won't hear it again because she is a place of help. Watch this. I also want you to know, as we talk about help doesn't expose you. If you have mutual friends, everybody say that with me, mutual friends. If you have mutual friends, that doesn't mean that mutual friends are confidential friends. I need you all to get that. Mutual friends doesn't mean that they are confidential friends, because you can have a circle of friends, but if you tell one friend something, you shouldn't hear that from another friend. All right. My very, very best friend, and we we've been friends now for over 20 years plus. We went through this in the infant stages of our friendship, and we actually fell out for about 3 months, didn't talk to each other, because what I told her, and I heard it from another mutual friend, that's not okay. All right, just because you have mutual friends doesn't mean that you have the right to expose what that friend said to you. Remember, help does not expose your weaknesses, all right? So again, we're talking about coming out of that isolated place, and we're talking about reaching for help. Hey, Kim Jacobs, First Lady Jacobs, that's my friend. I love her, all right? And so, again, remember, help heals. The second thing is that help doesn't expose your weaknesses. The third thing is that help always lifts you from a dark situation. Oh my gosh, you have to be careful of having those phone conversations with people. And when you get off the phone with them, you feel worse than you did when you called them, all right? Because they don't have the ability to help. Perhaps you're going through a divorce, and that person has gone through a divorce, and you call them, and they're giving you all of these horror stories about their divorces. Guess what? Your divorce doesn't have to look like their divorce, all right? And so when you have conversation with people, you have to make sure that they lift you, all right? And then you got to be careful of people. Watch this. You have to be careful of people that when you go to them for help, and then they say, oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah, girl. I know what you mean, because that happened to me. You have turned this whole situation about you, and I was reaching out to you to get help for me. All right. So remember, you have to make sure that your help should always lift you from a dark place. Help doesn't oppress, but it lifts you. So make sure that the help that you're reaching out to, that it lifts you, but it doesn't push you down further into a place of isolation. The last thing as we talk about help. Hey, Stephanie, I see you. As we talk about help, are y'all loving, sharing, and motivated friend? All right. Love, share, motivated friend. All right. The last thing as we talk about help will always position you towards victory. All right. This is what help does. Help is empathetic to where you are, but it's optimistic towards where you're going. Help is empathetic to where you are, but it's optimistic to where you're going. What do you mean, Lawanna? That simply means that when I reach out for help, or when you reach out for help, that person can understand where you are, and they can empathize with perhaps the anger. They can empathize with the hurt. They can empathize with the grief, whatever that is. However, you may not be able to see yourself in a better situation at present, but that person can see you overcoming depression. That person can see you overcoming grief. Whatever it is that you're feeling, help is always empathetic to where you are, but they see where you are going in the future, and they position you for victory. All right. Remember that we're talking about coming out of an isolated situation or place this morning, whether that is emotional isolation, whether that is social isolation. I command you to get up out of there this morning, today, this week, and I command that you will reach for help. Let's review that one more time. Remember, help always heals. Help never exposes your weaknesses. Help should always lift you, and help positions you towards a place of victory. Now, there's two things I want to leave with you before we go today. I love y'all. I see all these hearts. Oh my gosh. I hope we're coming out of places of isolation this week. Oh gosh. Reach for help. All right. But two things I want to leave with you this morning. Number one, is that there are different types of help. All right. There's friend help when you need a friend. For mothers, there's child care help. There's husband help. There's friend help. Whatever that situation is, you reach towards that particular thing for that help. But there's two helps that I really want you to be mindful of this week. Number one, that's God help. All right. That is God help. Nobody can help us like our Maker can help us. But listen to me very clearly. All right. There is also professional help. I hope you all hear my heart. There's also professional help. When you find yourself in places of severe isolation, there are people who are guided as therapists and psychologists to walk us through a process of getting help. All right. Let's not be afraid. Number one, to embrace God help. And number two, that if we needed to get professional help. Why? Because psychologists say that that depression is the number one catalyst to suicide. Now watch this. Depression occurs in a place of isolation because the enemy is just tormenting your mind. He's whispering all type of falsehood. And then you find yourself in a place of isolation and you become depressed. And what statistics tell us is that when you become depressed, that you are a candidate, unless you get help, that you are a candidate for suicide. And I just believe that no one has to take their own life or end their life sooner than the Lord would have it to be. All we have to do is decide to reach out for help. So remember that there's God help and then there's professional help. After you get done reaching out to your spouse for your husband help, wife help, children help, whatever type of help that is, make sure that you have God help and that you are not afraid of professional help. Hey, this is the last thing. As we're talking about coming out of isolation and getting help, watch this. I want you to read it when you get a moment this week. Psalms 121. It says, look to the hills from which cometh your help. Oh, God. Look to the hills from which cometh your help, for your help comes from the Lord. Watch this. I hope you can see it. Because this is how you are when you're in a place of isolation. This is you. And you're in this glass box, right? I hope you all can really, really see this. You're in this glass box and you can see all of the good things on the outside around you. But you're just like in this place of isolation inside this box. And no matter where you turn to the right, you turn to the left, there is always something that's confronting you. And it seems like it has you in a place of isolation. But watch this. This is what I want your position to be all week long. Remember Psalm 121. He said, look to the hills. And so our position, what must always be to look up. Woo, say that with me right now. Look up, look up, look up. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Don't look in front. Don't look behind you, but look up. And watch what happens when you look up. When you look up, God our Father is able to pull you up out of a place of isolation. He pulls you up and he lifts you and places you into the promises that he has, my gosh, for your life. Look up, my friend. Don't you stay in that place of isolation. You make up in your mind and determine in your mind that you are going to reach out for help on this week. Let's review that one more time before we close out Motivational Monday today. All right. Remember, we're talking about help. Oh, I see all your hearts. I love you too. Help. Remember, help heals. Number 2, help doesn't expose your weaknesses. Number 3, help should always lift you to a better place. And number 4, help always positions you towards victory. Why? Because it's empathetic to where you are, but it's optimistic to where you are going. I love y'all so much. I pray that whether you watched it live or you join in later, that you love it, share it, motivate a friend, get out of that place of isolation, and together, let's agree that we are going to walk in a place called help. I love you all so much. I will see you next week. Oh my gosh, this is the first Monday in February. So much to do. Next week, I have a special guest. You all don't want to miss it. Oh my gosh, it's going to be good. Make sure that you love it, share it, motivate a friend. I love you. Have a very, 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 very blessed week. And remember, help is your friend. God bless you.
There's a leader inside of you, waiting to guide people to life, health, strength, and wealth.